Hello adventure enthusiasts! Deep in France, wild boars have become a relentless force, transforming from a rural nuisance into a multi-million-dollar crisis. French hunters have deployed the latest in high-tech measures to keep the 1.2 million boars at bay. But is that really enough? Let's find out. These wild boars weigh up to 700 pounds with sharp tusks. In just one night, a herd of wild boars can devastate entire crops, destroying acres of corn and wheat. The question is, how much damage is that to farmers? Crop damage alone is estimated at $50 million, 0 cents per year. Over the past 3 decades, the wild boar population in France has exploded from just 35,000 to more than 3 million. What's fueling this growth? An abundant food supply, which includes crops, garbage, and human waste. With no natural predators to keep them in check, this constant access to food has allowed wild boars to thrive and grow larger, posing an even greater threat to both agriculture and urban areas. The destruction is undeniable, but the real question is, how do we put an end to it? In 2025, France is mobilising a large-scale response like never before. Across the country, thousands of trained hunters, supported by 120,000 hunting dogs, are ready for battle. This isn't just a hobby, it's a matter of survival. In 2024, hunters successfully culled 900,000 boars. But the war is ongoing. The goal for this season, 1.2 million boars. First and foremost, every hunter must be licensed. To obtain this license, hunters must complete a 40-hour training course, which covers crucial topics such as gun safety, wildlife behaviour, ethical hunting practices, and the local regulations surrounding hunting seasons. But it's not just about having the right skills, it's also about having the right tools. Hunting wild boars requires specialisation as a high-powered rifle, typically chambered in calibers like the .308 Winchester. These rifles are capable of bringing down even the largest boar with a precise shot. Hunters must also be well equipped with the proper clothing and safety gear. Camouflage is essential to blend into the surroundings, especially when hunting at night or in dense forests. Protective gear, such as Kevlar vests, is worn to protect hunters from the boar's tusks in case of a close encounter. Thermal scopes and night vision optics have become indispensable tools for hunters targeting wild boars, especially during night hunts, when these creatures are most active. The ability to detect heat signatures from long distances allows hunters to track boars more effectively, especially in low light conditions. Drones with thermal imaging are also being used in some areas, allowing hunters to spot boars from as far as 1,640 feet away, covering large areas in a short time. Something else you should know is that when hunting wild boars with dogs, they become aggressive, and when cornered, they will fight back. Hunters must always be alert and watch for signs that the boar is about to charge. This is a high-risk game, and if you miss, you could find yourself facing a 300-pound wild boar charging at you. There have been at least 20 cases of hunters being injured in France, so this practice has been phased out and is no longer used. Instead, hunters must hunt at least 150 yards away from the boar . This hunt has also knocked down a large number of wild boars, but we still need to have humane measures to prevent it, so the French government needs your advice on new methods. If you know, please comment below. Don't forget to click the subscribe button to wait for new measures. Thank you for watching this video, and please come to the next video content. In the dark of Wyoming, the howl of a wolf echoes just 150 feet away. One mistake and I lose everything. Back in the 1990s, wolves took half of my family's livestock, leaving behind a deathly shadow. The USDA valued the damage statewide at $80 million, 0 cents. We were helpless. Every night their howls mocked us, and we kept asking, how do you stop a predator this smart? Now in 2025, I am a 60-year-old hunter entering the most intense hunt of my life, armed with an AR-15 and a pulsar scope. But is technology enough to outsmart the smartest predator? This battle began the moment night fell over Wyoming, a place where the cold cuts straight to the bone. I crouched behind a snowy ridge, staying out of sight from one of America's top predators. And let me tell you this, if you don't understand that truth, your coyote hunting will fail before it even begins. My Badlands Apex jacket shielded me from the brutal cold throughout the entire hunt. In 2025, the Fox Pro Hammerjack 2 lit up the silence with its latest wounded pup call, luring coyotes from a distance into my shooting range. And like every serious American hunt, the AR-15 was locked, loaded and ready, still the go-to choice in predator hunting. But in your region, what's your trusted gear? Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to learn from your perspective. I thought I had the tools, but what I lacked was understanding. Through a heavy snowfall, I activated the Fox Pro Hammerjack 2's distress call. Suddenly, a coyote appeared, its eyes glowing just 65 feet away. My heart raced, but then the Bluetooth on the Fox Pro failed in the -5 degrees Fahrenheit cold. A slight squeak from my boots and the coyote disappeared. In the cold, I missed. But the next night I changed tactics, using a manual call and lured a coyote closer. Successfully took down the coyote during the day. Have you had any issues with your device? Share your tips in the comments. I am a hunter now 60 years old. I have been hunting coyotes in this area for 12 years. But that night, coyote hunting taught me a great lesson about the importance of hunting equipment. That is my story. If you have failed to hunt coyotes, please comment 1. If not, please comment 0. If you're hunting prairie wolves in 2025, you can't just carry a rifle. You have to bring top-of-the-line technology. The $2,800 0 cents Pulsar Thermion 3 scope helps you spot prey quickly. It picks up heat signals from half a mile away. Combined with the Fox Pro Hammerjack 2, I can activate the Predator call directly from my phone to lure them in. In theory, I have everything I need. I've hunted these plains for 6 decades. Back in the 1990s, if it weren't for coyotes hunting, they would have destroyed nearly everything my family built. My father taught me to hunt not for sport, but for survival, for our land, our way of life. And I still carry that purpose today. So now I ask you, what's your story? Ever faced the wild and walked away changed? Drop your thoughts below.
Good anytime.
And if you believe in hunting with purpose, join the movement. I need to comment right now. If you hunt for a reason, drop your story below and let's keep this wild alive. Japan has long been known for its culture of cleanliness and discipline, where personal and public hygiene are considered an integral part of daily life. However, in recent years, monkey attacks have caused serious damage, causing alarming environmental pollution. In Takayama City, the number of monkey attacks on residential areas and landfills has increased dramatically, with more than 1,500 incidents recorded each year. In recent years, farmers in the northern mountainous region of Japan have faced an increasingly serious problem from the sudden attack of 3 million monkeys. Fruit and vegetable farms have suffered the most damage. According to a report from the Japanese Agricultural Product Protection Organization, in 2021 alone, the damage caused by them amounted to more than 2 million USD. One farmer recounted that one morning, when he went to visit his garden, he discovered that his entire orchard had been completely destroyed, with nothing left to harvest. In the modern world, you would never think that one day the place where you live would have a power outage. Many monkeys have climbed up the power lines, causing serious power outages. The local Japanese electricity agency said that there have been at least 10 power outages related to monkeys destroying power lines, causing more than 500,000 USD in damage. The lives of people here have become difficult. Many businesses had to close for a week because of power line failures that caused major damage to production. Faced with the serious damage caused by monkeys, the Japanese people have built a specially designed electric fence to prevent millions of monkeys from entering residential and agricultural areas. This electric fence is a structure of barbed wire connected to electric pulses, stretching about 25 miles, surrounding residential and farm areas in the Takayama Mountains. The cost of building this fence system is up to about 1.5 million USD, a large but necessary number to protect the community. This electric fence was designed by environmental technology expert Hiroshi Tanaka, who created a system capable of emitting electric pulses that do not affect humans but are enough to scare monkeys away. Faced with the explosion of monkey numbers, estimated at 3 million, causing serious damage, the Japanese people have been forced to use extreme measures to deal with it. One of the most effective methods is the use of large iron traps. These traps can catch 10 to 15 monkeys at a time, helping to quickly reduce the number of invasive monkeys. Only those with experience and a deep understanding of monkey behavior are allowed to participate in this activity. They need to know how the traps work and know how to install them in strategic locations, usually near dense forests, farms, or near garbage dumps where monkeys often forage for food. To increase effectiveness, the traps are often baited, often with fruit, making them easy for the monkeys to fall into. It usually takes about 3 to 4 hours to set up a large iron cage trap to catch monkeys. These traps work on a simple mechanism. When the monkeys are attracted by the bait and step into the trap, the door will automatically close, trapping them inside. It takes at least 4 experienced hunters to complete the installation. The traps can be used for a long time without causing environmental pollution, which reflects the Japanese environmental protection criteria. However, people need to check them regularly to maintain the performance of the traps and ensure that they do not break down or reduce their ability to catch monkeys. In 2022, the Japanese turned to guns to deal with the remaining monkeys. In just 5 months, more than 7,500 monkeys were eliminated thanks to experienced hunters. These hunters usually carry out their missions at a distance of about 100 to 150 feet to ensure the highest accuracy and safety from unwanted incidents. However, this hunting must be done carefully to avoid monkeys discovering the hunter's hiding place. In addition, in bad weather conditions such as heavy rain or fog, hunters may encounter slippery terrain and poor visibility, making it difficult to approach the target. Therefore, the license specifies that hunting in bad weather is not recommended for the hunter's safety. To become a hunter in Japan, people must undergo rigorous testing and obtain a hunting license, ensuring they have the skills and knowledge to deal with hunting situations. The minimum age for participating in hunting is 20 years old. The most common gun used to deal with wild monkeys is a semi-automatic rifle called the Sagawa 75. this high-performance gun has an effective range of up to 200 feet, allowing hunters to knock down their targets from a safe distance. The number of hunters participating in this campaign has reached more than 2,000, an impressive number that reflects the determination of the Japanese people to protect their environment and property from the invasion of monkeys. Comment below if you are affected by invasive monkeys. Comment 1 if you support the trapping and hunting of monkeys by Japanese people. Thank you for watching. Share the video for your family's good luck. Please continue the video. I grew up in a rural area where hunting and herding were an integral part of the Australian way of life. My father and the villagers devoted their lives to fighting the threats of nature. In particular, the dingo, the animal that has been dubbed the king of the Australian wilderness. One afternoon, I heard a long drawn-out cry coming from near my farm. It was the howling of dingoes. Dingoes have been in Australia for about 4,000 years, and they have adapted quickly to become an important part of the ecosystem here. But in recent years, the dingo population has exploded, causing serious environmental and economic impacts. Currently, their population is estimated to be between 250,000 and 350,000, double what it was a decade ago. This sudden increase has become a major threat to the sheep industry and buffalo populations. In addition, the Australian culture and way of life, which is rooted in sheep farming, is the story of the beginning of the war between humans and wildlife. Australia is one of the world's leading sheep farming nations, with the second largest sheep population in the world at around 70 million. The the sheep industry is an important source of income and an integral part of Australia's cultural heritage. In 2022, our region suffered serious damage due to a surprise attack by dingoes. In April 2022, scientists in Australia discovered that dingoes were suffering from a rapidly spreading infectious disease. Sheep attacked by dingoes are strictly culled and are not allowed to be used for meat to prevent the risk of spreading the disease. This disease has turned some areas such as New South Wales and Queensland into epidemic hotspots. The cost of medical measures to control and treat this disease has reached about $20 million USD. Due to the serious damage caused by dingoes, my father and the people in the area decided to participate in the installation and construction of fences to protect their livestock. This was done around May 2022, when the attacks had increased and affected the safety of the people. The cost of installing fences around farms in Australia has reached about $15 million USD. The Australian people participating in building fences has created a culture of solidarity, working together to protect property. The fences are designed to be about 6 feet high, enough to prevent dingoes from entering the farm. At this height, dingoes will have a lot of difficulty getting through and attacking sheep, helping to minimize damage to farmers. The fences are installed automatically by modern machinery, reducing human effort and increasing protection. The total length of fences surrounding farms in Australia is up to about 3,500 miles. The fencing method only lasted for about 5 years. The main reason was the high cost of repairs and the rapid increase in the number of dingoes, which made it no longer feasible. In response, the Australian government had to take a more extreme measure to deal with this problem. Australian farmers who participate in dingo hunting are paid around $2,000 for each successful hunt. They also undergo professional training, which requires participants to be between the ages of 25 and 55. They undergo 3 training courses to ensure they have the skills and knowledge to hunt safely and effectively. These courses not only improve hunting skills, but also focus on protecting themselves from dangerous situations that may arise when facing dingoes. Since dingoes are usually nocturnal, Australian hunters usually move and hunt between dusk and dawn. To ensure human safety and to stay away from livestock farms, hunt ears often choose wild areas far from residential areas. During night hunting, hunters often use rifles with thermal scopes. These tools help hunters detect and track dingo movements in the dark, improving their ability to aim accurately in low light conditions. Hunters also need to keep a distance of at least 100 feet to avoid being detected by dingoes, thereby increasing the success rate of hunting. Thanks to these hunting measures, Australians have reduced the number of dingoes in the area by about 30,000, helping to protect livestock and maintain security on farms. Dingo hunting has been widely supported by the Australian public, and in the following sections I will show you how people here set traps to effectively stop dingoes. Hunters can pinpoint their exact location by looking at the droppings they leave on the ground. With this method, they have dealt with millions of dingoes. If you want to know more important information about hunting activities, please leave your comments below. Thank you for following the story of the land where I was born. God will bless your family if you share the video. Please watch part 2. Have you ever wondered why feral pigs are hunted in the United States? With up to 6 million animals, they are concentrated in southern states like Texas and Florida. These feral pigs move from forested and grassland areas into cornfields, causing serious damage. They destroy and trample corn plants, leaving entire fields in ruins. Hundreds of acres of cornfields have been destroyed, reducing yields and causing economic loss. The damage is estimated to be as much as $1.5 billion a year, making them one of the most dangerous animals in the United States. To prevent wild boars from causing harm. The US government has implemented humane prevention measures. It is a mobile hunting platform that allows you to directly watch wilds attack cornfields. Installed right in the field, the mobile hunting platform helps farmers have a panoramic and accurate view of wild boar activities. Thanks to that, they can quickly detect and chase away wild boars before they cause serious damage. Because wild boar hunting platforms only have the effect of repelling and cannot reduce the number, people have switched to using the method of installing traps to prevent wild boars more effectively. The installation process for the Jaeger Pro TM trap system is simple and can be completed by one person within 30 minutes. When set up, farmers will position the trap in a circle, then place the camera on a T-post and align it. Americans often choose areas near water sources, trails where wild boars often move, and near cornfields where they are most active. These locations increase the likelihood of them becoming trapped. They regularly adjust and test traps to ensure optimal effectiveness. Through careful preparation and the application of precise tactics, Americans have always succeeded in containing invasive populations, protecting crops, and reducing damage. Using a control panel mounted on a home wild boar surveillance camera saves hunters time in monitoring and managing wild boars. With this system, hunters can monitor the activity of the trap remotely via a mobile screen, instead of having to spend time going directly to the hunting area. In addition, you will need a 5-gallon bucket, corn yeast jelly, and fruit drinks. Let this mixture ferment for 3 to 4 days. Dig a 12 to 18-inch deep hole, pour the bait into the hole, and cover it with soil. Iron cage traps are a convenient tool in dealing with wild boars, thanks to their ability to be used multiple times, helping to save costs. With a durable design, the iron cage trap can be easily disassembled and moved to different areas depending on the movement of wild boars. This not only optimizes wildlife control, but also minimizes the time and effort required to set up traps at different points. When setting traps to hunt wild boar, Americans need to comply with specific permit requirements to ensure legality and effectiveness. They must apply for a hunting license from the State Wildlife Management Agency. Request information on installation location and type of trap used. Hunters need to prove that the trap was installed properly, does not pose a danger to other animals, and does not violate environmental protection regulations. However, to ensure sustainability and effective management of wild boar populations, authorities in the US stipulate that the number of wild boar that can be trapped is 5,000 to 10,000 per hunting season. The trap is designed with iron material, providing high durability and safety for hunters when wild boars become aggressive. The iron material helps hold wild boars securely and minimizes the risk that they may destroy the trap or cause injury to the hunter. However, hunters still need to keep a safe distance when approaching the trap. This is a humane measure during wild boar hunting in the US. This innovative method has helped effectively prevent wild boar attacks on cornfields, protect crops, and minimize damage. Imagine telling your grandkids how we turned a python attack around and restored the Florida ecosystem. Leave a comment. Subscribe to Mousefarm for more stories like this.
These approaches have been great at stopping the spread of some invasive species. Got any ideas for even better solutions? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can all dive into it together. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, be sure to tell your friends about us too so they can check it out. Bye and see you in the next video.